everybody, Bobby here, and today I have a special video for you. This is going to be a somewhat of a 2 to 3 part video series. At least definitely 2 parts. But what this video is I made a custom Ultimate Neca Savini Jason figure that I would like to show off with you guys. So basically the story behind it was, hey, I had a broken Part 4 Ultimate figure that I was going to get replaced, and I just took that and I just turned into Savini Jason, and Part 4 is probably the best Jason base to make a Savini Jason, so it worked pretty good. I'm not saying that it's like, oh, it's pretty good. I'm not saying it's great or, oh, I did an awesome job. I think I did a decent enough job, and good enough to where I'm happy enough to show it off to you guys. I hope you like it. I'm going to try and go down, describe how I created it. I have some pictures I'll show you of some befores and afters, and yeah, just get into it. So this is what I started with. So I have the Part 4 figure, the Part 4 head. I used one of the Part 4 masks, and then I know I don't show in this video, I don't have a picture of it, but I use half of the Part 6 fence post. I used the end with the bottom part of it. So I cut the little melted piece off on the bottom of that, and then this little missile piece thing here is from a McDonald's Happy Meal toy, I guess. I don't know, my nephew brought it home, and I thought, yeah, if I customize it a little bit, it could be his pitchfork, his devil's pitchfork. So this trident, and I painted the colors that way because I wanted to get like a grasp of what it would look like. But I sanded it down to about like really thin, really thin, and then I glued it onto the Part 6 spear, and yeah, we'll get into that part later. But let's get into the actual customization parts. But this is basically what you would need to make this Savini. So this is pretty much what I've done so far, at least at this point. So basically what I did with the body, I did all the cuts and sanding I did on that first. So I sanded the arms because he's got like a short sleeve thing going on there. I cut all the cuts on the shirt part, the rubber shirt piece that I needed to do, and I know I didn't get a picture of the back side. I forgot to take a picture of that when I was working on the figure, but I got a picture of the front side at least, and later on I'll show what the back looks like, I think. Yeah, you can see that I was able to get all the little cuts inside the plastic for the chest piece and all that. So I just basically took all the pictures I could find of Savini Jason to reference that, and did the best I could. With the trident, like I said, I sanded the missile down to like a really thin. I glued it into the spear, and then I know I showed that I sculpted the bottom part, but I ended up just taking a piece of plastic, rubber plastic that was with the that was part of the I don't know where it came from, but I just tried and sculpted it out of that with an X-Acto knife, and I think it came out decently. It's fine. It's not perfect by any means. And like I said, I might just go back down the road and retouch things here and there. So, but I did. That's what I pretty much did. And in the mask, I just did the Part 7 looking gap in the jaw area there, and then I tried to sculpt the Freddy slash marks with a Dremel. I tried to Dremel those in. It doesn't like to show up so well, unfortunately. I might find something better to do that down the road. And then the chevron's not really the easiest thing to paint on there, but I think I did a decent enough job. So yeah, That's pretty much. I don't know. So I just painted it black. I mean, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and look at the head. So this is pretty much what I did with the head. At this point, I had done the chains as well, and you'll see that later on. But so at the top of the screen, you can see that that's pretty much the first part. That's my first design for the head. Before I like try to get that one part of the skull more bone color. But basically, I pretty much resculpted the mouth part to like not have the teeth and kind of like that flesh, melted flesh look for the mouth, kind of like a jack-o'-lantern look. And then I just sculpted on the cuts. I gave like a nasty brown kind of color, and then I just painted I gave it the burn, like a bright orange for the burn marks, I guess, for the cuts and the eyes and the little mouth holes. And then later on, I painted the skull part of the head a more skull color, I guess, a tannish orange. Well, not really orange, but like a kind of like a bone color, like a tannish white type. Yeah, if that makes sense. And then you can see the somewhat of the final design for the final design of the pitchfork, which wasn't that difficult. All right. I think next we're gonna look at pretty much the final look for the body. So here we have the pretty much the final look for the body. So I sanded, like I said, I sanded on the arms. I used that kind of dirt, it's kind of like a mud type looking color. I guess I was going for, because I was going for that burnt look for the skin that he has in the game. I took some chains. I wrapped it around his neck to his belt area, and I did the right looping, like it does in the game. I painted all the cuts marks that needed to be cut, or all that needed to be painted like that fiery orange. I also gave him an alternate hand, basically, because part 4 had an alternate hand. So I did that, just in case he wants to hold like a smaller or a bigger weapon, But for the pitchfork, I usually let him use like the smaller grip hand. And then how I did the little chain thing for the left arm was that in the model he has a little handcuff thing. So I use I know from the Leonard Kong Skull Island Samuel Jackson figure, he had like a little camouflage thing you could put on, the one that you would put on his arm. I kind of cut the camouflage part off, and I just glued that on there, painted it like a black rusty color. But that fit on there pretty good. I just glued it on. But that kind of looked like that little handcuff restraint piece that you could put on there, and I just kind of drilled a little hole in it, and I cut the chain in half, kinda, and I hooked it into the hole, and I wrapped the chain around and glued it, and it worked. It looks pretty good. I think it did. That effect worked out pretty well. The chains overall, I think they're a little too big. This is the only chains I had at the time to work with this, so I think they're a little big. I don't think it looks one-to-one accurate. The spikes, I use part of the little spikes you would find on the Marvel Legends Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure. I used parts of those little spikes. I cut them off and glued them on there, so that worked pretty good. So putting the head on there, yeah. So this is pretty much Savini Jason. If you're wondering why has he got a stick in his hand, that's mainly because he and if you know Friday the 13th the game, if you know the single player challenges, the first challenge in the game where Bugsy and Adam are at the car, and one of the ways you can kill Bugsy is when he goes to piss, and you can grab a stick and shove it up into his head. So that's kind of what I was kind of going for. I had like a little plastic stick piece thing I got in a Goodwill bag full of junk toy things for parts. So I just cut it up a little bit, and it fits his hand pretty decently. That's kind of what that reference is for. But yeah, um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't. I honestly think that I did a okay job. I'm pretty proud of this guy. I'm happy with it. I'm pretty content on going back and maybe doing some touch-up parts here and there. Um, I might go ahead and look for a better chain down the road. I would like to like fix up the mask better, and overall, just touch up just a little bit. Maybe touch up like paint apps and stuff like that. But other than that, I think like for the basis, I think I did a decent enough job. I'm pretty proud of this guy. I'm happy with it. And I hope you guys like it too. Um, and if you're interested in making this guy, like I said, Part 4 figure is a great base for it. And I mean, I'm not great at what I do for customs, so I'm not I think anybody who I think anybody could do this. I don't think this was that hard. I think anybody could just buy if just buy a Part 4 figure, um, and just mess around with it. See what you could do. I think anybody could do this. It wasn't that hard, and I enjoyed doing this. I think it was really fun to do this, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I really do. Next one, like I said, wasn't really a specific design. I just had a Part 6 figure, and originally I was going to do the Jason from Vengeance, but I was like, nah, I don't want to, because that kind of is just mainly just a more messed up looking Part 6. So this one I wanted to go for more of a Part 6, a Part 6 slash Part 7 design. So I wanted a more zombie Jason, so I used the Part 6. And I just I put some bones sticking out and stuff. You'll see in the next video. Well, maybe not the next video, but the next episode, I guess, of this. You'll see that. And then I'm working on a separate custom that I might do a video on that won't be part of this. And then if I do get the chance to do it, I do want to make the Never Hike Alone Jason figure down the road. But with things being so tight right now, can't really do that. But if ever get a chance to, I definitely would love to do that. But I just want to thank you guys for watching. I really enjoyed doing this, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, Bobby, out.